Hello once again, and welcome back to another briefly produced and quickly set together haphazard recording. I am your host, Lance Renard, and like to go through some of the details that I have covered in the past, some of the possible mistakes I have made in the past, as well as a lot of the information that has been brought up by YouTubers in the comments section of my videos. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into some of that and the messages that I have put together in brief form and short survey. Now, I would also like to mention that in my past productions, I have brought up a wide variety of issues and details and concerning our landscape, the ways we have been deceived, and what we can see for ourselves in our own realities. I bring up different issues about these associative details in order to bring things to light. And it isn't merely a waste of time. It is more of moments to pause and ponder, be curious about, and very often, in my opinion, I need to slap people in the face with issues and details. In my past couple of videos, the ones that I have deleted, I have divulged too much, gone too far down the rabbit hole, in my humble opinion, for many people, and would like to keep things a little more uplifted, leisurely, and enjoyable. So hopefully in this dry run of this particular production, you get the intent of my delivery and ideas. Some of what you're looking at right here, right now, and momentarily. That's just part of it. That's not all of it. We have the deceptions that the government has given us and some of the issues that some of my subscribers have brought up to me in dealing with what you're looking at in front of you at this moment. I would like to thank all of my subscribers for their subscriptions and comments, and like to mention that it has been brought up by people that I don't accept payments, and it actually upsets people. And now, in order to exemplify this point, it may not be easy for me to say these details. However, if I were to advertise in my channel and dealing with the poisonous toxins that are commonplace in our environment, and if I did drink, I would probably drink a nice, refreshing Blue Moon beer, Belgium brewed, for a cool, crisp taste. Or possibly a Coors Light grown in the highest mountain Alps for a clean, clear flavor. Along with the thick, rich, robust taste of Samuel Adams. However, I don't drink, and so therefore I would not advertise those details, and I don't like to go to poisonous food outlets such as Wendy's, Little Caesars, or Arby's, and I would definitely not advertise for Burger King for their $4, $5, and $6 meals. Wouldn't happen. Nor would I advertise for Dairy Queen, for Geico, or for Perrier, although they're probably the best of the bunch that I've brought up. And definitely not the toxins like Zazzle, Claritin, or Benadryl. In dealing with the deficiencies that we may have in our lives, I know if I have a sore back and I need pain relief, I probably have a salon pause deficiency with lidocaine. Not to mention those who need Entresto just to get through the day. And these are important details in our lives. I know I have been totally convinced that the pills that I need to take for my blood pressure or for the thickness or thinness of my blood are absolutely relevant. And speaking of those, I'd like to bring up this woman once again and go through just a little bit of one of her 5G detailed, and it is in direct line with what I'm talking about in the conditioning and the nerve treatment that we get in sensitized delivery of information. So let's
3549. It's the Emergency Powers Statutes of 1973. Says in order to maintain dictatorial control and authorization of the many division agencies of the executive branch, the sitting president must formally declare a national emergency every single year. This has been an ongoing ritual since 1933, according to Senate Report 93549. Once the emergency is declared, the common law is abolished, the Constitution is abolished, and we fall under absolute will of government or public policy. We're under a system of corporate public policy or war powers. All the government needs to continue is to have public opinion on their side. If public opinion can be kept in sufficient degrees on the side of the government, statutes, laws, and regulations, and executive orders can continue to be passed. The Constitution has had no meaning. The Constitution was suspended. It has been for over 80 years. We're not under law. Law has been abolished. It's important to understand that now we are the enemy of the state, which is then going to create the understanding of some of the latest genocide programs we're going to be talking about. But again, the federal and state governments are not real. They are privately owned corporations calling themselves governments. The judges are all privately employed administrators called judges, and the law is nothing more than their corporate regulations called statutes. All laws created by our corporations or our government are private corporate regulations called public law, statutes, codes, and ordinances to conceal the true nature. Americans have been indoctrinated through expert programming, conditioning, prejudice, and patriotism to treat information like this as being ridiculous, absurd, and untrue. And it's time to look around and see what is happening. They have eliminated the family farms, the local stores, placed us into cities, given our industry away to break the unions, issued valueless currency, stolen our gold and silver, raised taxes, stolen our paper currency back.
And this is a part of the issue. So I will put this link in my description. Go ahead and get into a little bit of more of what she has to say because of the weaponization that is possible with the microwaves of 5G. I think it is an absolutely interesting and also important detail to get out so people become more aware of what's happening to and around us. And that is part of looking at things, looking at the deceptions in our lives. And we look like the mud fossilers, the people that are looking at mud fossils and the anomalies on Earth are looking for all of the ways we've been fooled and deceived. And that's what I am going through in this particular issue and dealing with all of those commercials that I just showed and how they affect and have relations to your psyche. Each one of the brain cells or to each one of the neural receptors that we have in each detail that we cover, and whether it's looking at geography, geology, looking at different commercials or viewpoints, we have neural receptors that either give us ease, pleasure, or agitation. And with mine, I often exercise different details and issues in dealing with all of those, but together because we're all so different. And I know I keep mentioning that I am only going to have so much time to go through this particular production, and that is true because of a reserved situation that I live in that should be freed up by the middle of July at the latest and give me time to actually exercise and execute an effective and more efficient production, in my humble opinion. So for those of you who have hung in here this long, I thank you. I really appreciate that. It gives me some sense of fortitude in that I am creating something worth looking at for a lot of people. And that's really what's most important to me, not for you to be giving me your stuff. I expect corporations to give me their stuff. I might want to mention you might want to keep your eyes out for sun damage. Be careful with that sun. Don't let it cook you too much too long. Watch out for the heat. Have a wonderful, enjoyable, uplifting, and tremendously enlightening, if possible, 4th of July. I would have liked to have had more time to put into this, but as you have seen through the editing process of this particular video, it probably took me a bit of time to work out. And I hope it was pleasurable, entertaining, and somewhat informative, and gave you a moment or two to pause and ponder. All right, my special thanks to all of you for the inspiration you have given me to create these semi-moronic and yet interesting and informative haphazard videos. If I didn't like something in the video, I would never have posted it. Occasionally, I will post things that are too sensitive, and then I'll notice it afterwards, saying to myself, did I really want to tell them that? And that's where you will see my videos deleted. I apologize for any deletions you may have experienced in your lists. Thank you for bearing with me, and I look forward to creating another one of these very soon as my time frees up. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe at your leisure, and we'll hope to talk to you quite soon.